الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. We were going through lesson number 6 on the types of noun based on whether they are singular, whether they are dual, or whether they are plural. Then we spoke about the types of plural there are and how they are made, right? First of all, we went through wahid, singular, tathniya, which is dual, then how to make a tathniya, making a dual. Then we went on to jam'a, right, which is more than two, a plural. Then we went on to the types of jam'a. There is jam'a salim and jam'a mukassar. Jam'a salim being the sound plural, right? And that is the one in which the singular form stays there and something is added on the end to make it plural, okay? Then we said jam'a salim also has two types. It can be jam'a mudhakkar salim or jam'a muannath salim. It could be a sound masculine plural or a sound feminine plural. Then we discussed how both of these two types are made, right? We said that the jam'a mudhakkar salim is made, the sound masculine plural is made by adding at the end waw sakina, ma qabal madmum, and noon maftuh, yeah, una, or it would be yina, ya sakina, ma qabal maksur, noon maftuha at the end, right? So either una or yina, right? From Muslimun we got Muslimuna and Muslimina. Then we went on to the how we made Jama Muannath Salim, and that was the sound feminine plural. That was made by adding from Muslimatun, the singular form of feminine, we had Muslimatun or Muslimatin. Yeah. So what did we add on the end? Alif, ma qabal maftuh, and ta madmuma or ta maksura. If it was atun, then it would be ta mamduda. If it was atin, then it's ta maksura. Yeah, and you've got those terms and you can learn which one is which. Yeah, the madmum signifies that it has a pesh. The maftuh signifies that it has a zabar. The maksur signifies that it has a zair, right? And ma qabal meant what is before. Ma ba'd means what is after. Do you understand? So when you go through these in your own time, you'll be able to revise. Now we are going to go on further, and there are two types of jam'a, right? Based on the number of the plural, there is two types of jam'a. There's jam'a qillat and jam'a kathrat. Jam'a qillat, jam'a kathrat. First of all, we are going to define jam'a qillat, right? And this is the plural which does not have that many. How many be in this plural? From 3 to 10. From 3 to 10 individuals. Okay? Then this jam'a is known as jam'a qillat, the lesser plural. Okay? So the lesser plural has 3 to 10 individuals within it. Right? And this is known as jam'a qillat. Okay? And we understand from this that three to 10, okay? Now, examples of this it gives here, aqwalun, anfusun, etc. So it gives some examples of jam'a qillat, the lesser plural, right? And now we will go on to discuss the scales, the wazn. A wazn is scale. Wazn, scale. And awzan is a plural, it means scales. So now we're going to talk about the scales. That means what pattern? The patterns in which Jam'a Qillat comes upon, okay? And he mentions here 6 scales are famous for Jam'a Qillat. 6 patterns, okay? And whatever Jam'a, whatever plural comes on this pattern, it is going to be Jam'a Qillat. It's going to be lesser plural. It's going to denote upon something which is 3 to 10. Something from 3 to 10. Okay? This is Jam'a Qillat. If it comes on these patterns, now I'm going to show you the patterns. Number 1, af'alun. If it comes on that pattern, af'alun. An example would be the word aqlamun, pens. Okay? You understand?
Yes.
So this comes on the scale of Jam'a Qillat. Number 2, fi'latun. If a plural comes on the pattern of fi'latun, on this scale, for example, ghilmatun, yeah, then this is also Jam'a Qillat. Jam'a
Qillat.
It denotes from 3 to 10. Alright?
Yeah.
Number 3, af'ulun. Af'ulun. For example, anfusun. Yeah? This is denoting that this is a plural which means 3 to 10. Okay?
Yeah.
It's denoting on 3 to 10 individuals. Number 4, af'ilatun. Af'ilatun. For example, a word which comes on this pattern is al-sinatun. This also denotes from 3 to 10 individuals. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Number 5. It's got them listed here, yeah? Here it mentions muf'iluna. Muf'iluna. For example, muslimuna. That comes on that pattern, doesn't it? Muf'iluna.
Yeah.
And then number 6, it mentions muf'ilatun. For example, muslimatun. Okay?
Yeah.
Any of the words which come on these 6 scales, any of the plurals coming on these 6 scales are going to be 3 to 10. And something he mentions here, a note on number 5 and number 6. Muf'iluna and muf'ilatun, they will denote on 3 to 10 as long as they don't have alif lam on them. If it has alif lam on it, al-muslimuna or al-muslimatu, like that, yeah? If it has alif lam on it, then it won't be Jam'a Qillat, it will be Jam'a Kathrat, which we're going to go on to next, the greater plural. Right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So these are the 6 scales. Look, af'alun, you can learn these off by heart later, yeah? Fi'latun, af'ulun, af'ilatun, then the last two are easy, muf'iluna, muf'ilatun. You understand? So those plural words which come on these 6 scales, they're going to be a lesser plural, which is going to be from 3 to 10 individuals. You understand?
Yeah.
Next. Now we're moving on to Jam'a Kathrat. Jam'a Kathrat is the greater plural. How much is this going to denote on? More than?
3 to 10.
No, 3 to 10 was the lesser plural. This is the greater plural, is more than?
10.
More than?
10.
More than 10. This is the greater plural. That plural which denotes upon more than 10. Right? From more than 10 until infinity. Okay?
Yes.
There's no limit beyond 10. It could be 100, 1,000, million, billion, whatever. But if it's more than 10, then it's known as Jam'a Kathrat, the greater plural. Kathrat
Kasrat.
denotes upon kathir, meaning there's plenty, there's more, there's an abundance.
Yeah.
Qillat means there's less, there's a few. Do you understand? So that's why Jam'a Qillat was 3 to 10. Jam'a Kathrat is more than 10. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, it's going to tell you those scales, right, which are famous for Jam'a Kathrat, which are mostly in the Arabic language. Whenever a plural is going to come on these patterns, then it's going to denote Jam'a Kathrat, the greater plural. This is going to mean it is referring to more than 10. Okay? Let's go through these now. Number 1, fi'alun. For example, ibadun is on that pattern. So ibadun is going to denote upon, this means, like slaves, servants, right? And it's on this scale, it's on fi'alun scale. What does that mean? How many slaves or servants are there? More than
10.
More than 10. Number 2, for all these it's going to be like that, right? The Jama Kathrat. Number 2, fu'ala'u. For example, ulama'u. Ulama'u, yeah? More than 10. Number 3, af'ila'u. For example, anbiya'u. Number 4, fu'ulun. For example, rusulun. Yeah? Number 5, fu'ulun. For example, nujumun. Number 6, fu'alun. For example, khuddamun. Yeah? These are all plurals which are denoting upon more than 10. Alright? All these patterns. You need to learn these patterns. Then whenever you read Arabic, whenever these words come on these scales and it's talking about a plural, then you know it's talking about a greater plural, which is more than 10. You understand? Then it has number 7, fa'la, with the alif maksur, small alif. Can you see the ya? It has alif maksur at the end. For example, marda. This is a greater plural. Number 8, fa'alatun. For example, talabatun. Right? This is also greater plural. Then number 9, fi'alun. For example, firaqun. Number 10, fi'lanun. For example, ghilmanun. So these words are all coming on these 10 scales. This shows that these are jam'a kathrat. They denote upon 10 or more individuals. Okay? Then it goes on to state that Jam'a Mukassar, the broken plural, has one such type. That it cannot become Jam'a Mukassar after that again. There is one such broken plural, right, which cannot be broken again. Alright? There's a broken plural which cannot be broken again. For example, it mentions here siwarun. Which word?
Siwarun.
Siwarun. And its jama, its plural is aswiratun. Its jama is
aswiratun.
Aswiratun. And then the jama, the plural of aswiratun, is asawiru. Is
asawiru.
Okay. Now after this asawiru, this cannot be broken further. Alright? This plural cannot be broken further. So first it was siwarun, then the plural of which was aswiratun, then the plural of aswiratun was asawiru. Okay? Even that word was broken, and then so it was broken twice, you see?
Yeah.
First siwarun broken into aswiratun, then aswiratun was broken into asawiru, and now it states further beyond this it cannot be broken again. What is this called? This is called Jama' Muntahal Jumur. Jama' Muntahal Jumur it is called. Jama' Muntahal Jumur means it is that Jama', that plural, which is at the end of being plural. It's at the end of being plural. It cannot be broken further. Okay? That Jam'a Muntahal Jumu', which is at the end of being a Jum'ah. Right? It can't be any more Jum'ah than this.
Yeah.
You can't make it even more plural. Okay? So, Jum'ah Muntahal Jumu' is another type, which we will go on to next here. Those scales which the first letter of which is maftuh, the first letter of which is maftuh, meaning it has a zabar on it. Yeah? The first letter is, what does it say?
Maftuh.
What does that mean? The first letter has
Zabar on it.
zabar on it. And the third letter has alif. The third one is
Alif.
an alif. And alif is a sign of Jama' Muntahal Jumu'. Alif is a sign of
Juma'.
Muntahal
Muntahal
Jumu'. Okay? And then after this, it has one harf which is mushaddad. One harf which
Mushaddad.
has a tashdeed, W. You know the small sign, tashdeed sign. Right? Harf mushaddad. This is one scale. Yeah? For example, dawabun. Dawabun. Right? The first letter here is maftuh. That's the dal zabada. Maftuh, the first letter. In the third place, what comes? An alif.
Alif.
And after the alif, what comes? Tashdeed. A mushaddad letter. Can you see?
Yeah.
The ba is mushaddad. So this is a type of Jama' Muntahal Jumu'. This is such a Jama' which cannot be broken further. It is at the end of being a Jama'. This is known as Jama' Muntahal Jumu'. It's a type of plural. Okay? We're going through the different types of plural. So then it mentions, or Jama' Muntahal Jumu' can be a famous one, right? Which you hopefully understand more easily. Or it has, after this, the first letter is still going to be maftuh with a zabar on it. In the third place, there's still going to be an alif. In the third place, there is still going to be an alif. Okay, these two things remain. But now what is going to happen is, after this alif, the first letter is going to be maksur. After this alif, in the third place, this alif in the third place, after this, the first letter after this is going to be maksur. It's going to have a zair. Right? The first letter after this is going to be maksur with a zair. Example of this is masajidu. What is it?
Masajidu.
That's the plural of masjid.
Masjid.
It's Jama' Muntahal Jumu'. It is such a plural which cannot be made plural even further. It can't be broken further. And this is masajidu. Right. What's the first thing? The first letter of it is maftuh. The first letter has got a zabar. In the third place, it's got an alif. Correct? And after the alif, the first letter after it is maksur, has a zair. Jim, zair, ji, masaji. Right? Or after the first letter is maftuh. So we've done two examples now, yeah? We've got dawabu, then we've got masajidu. Now it's going to mention a third type. Or the first letter is going to be maftuh with a zabar on it. In the third place is going to be an alif. And then after this, three letters are going to come. Right? Three letters are going to come. The first of which is going to be maksur. The first of which is going to be
maksur
with a zair. Right? The second is going to be sakin. The second is going to be
sakin.
You know sakin is with a jazm on it. And the example of this is mafatihu. 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 And You can see the difference here. Now what happens here? The first one had a zabar on it. The third one had alif. That's for all three of these examples. The first one has zabar. The third one has alif. Then after the alif, what comes?
Yes.
Three more letters. What came?
Three more letters.
The first of which is maksur, has a zair. The second of which is sakin, has a jazm. Alright, you understand? So these are types of jama' muntahal jumur. Muntaha, it comes from the word intiha. Intiha means the end. Right? It's such a plural which is at the end of being plural. It cannot be broken further. Right? So now the book goes on to mention scales of jama' muntahal jumur. Okay? And here again, as in with jama' qillat and jama' kathrat, with the lesser plural and the greater plural, it mentioned like the common scales in the Arabic language which are for them. Now we will talk about those scales which are common, which are mostly widely used in the Arabic language for jama' muntahal jumur. Okay? Let's go through some of these now. And you will notice that we've covered three already here. We've already covered, look, dawabu, masajidu, mafatihu. Let's see what we have here now. So it mentions here, number one, fa'alilu. What scale is it? Fa'alilu. Fa'alilu. Yeah. For example, darahimu. Which word? Darahimu. This comes on the scale of fa'alilu. This is jama' muntahal jumur. All these are going to be that type, yeah? Number two, fa'alilu. Yeah? For example, dananiru. This comes on that pattern. So any plural which is going to come on this pattern, we're going to know it is jama' muntahal jumur. The plural which is at the end of being plural. Right? Number three, fawa'ilu. For example, jawahiru. Right? And it has fawa'ilu because it means the second letter of it is going to have a waw. Okay? But as you can see, fawa'ilu and then jawahiru. Okay? Next. Now, number four, mafa'ilu. You're thinking it's the similar pattern, isn't it? But slight difference is it's got mafa'ilu. Why has it got ma? Because the first letter of it is going to have a meme. Any of these. The first letter of any of these is going to have a meme. It's going to have a meme. Right? What example can you think of mafa'ilu? Masajidu. You understand? So here you can see this has got a meme. Right? Because look, it rhymes with fawa'ilu, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Fawa'ilu, mafa'ilu. But the difference is in fawa'ilu, the second letter was a waw, crucially. In this one, mafa'ilu, the first letter was a meme, crucially. Do you understand? Yeah. So that's why these are underlined here now. So you can see the difference, yeah? And next is number five, mafa'ilu. Again, this begins with, crucially, with a meme. The example of this one is masakinu. Or that one we did already, mafatihu. That also comes on that scale. You can see?
Yeah.
Mafa'ilu. Right? Mafa'ilu crucially also begins with a meme. Yeah? It also starts with a
meme.
And it's on that scale. And that is also jama' muntahal jumur. Number six, it also has here fa'ailu. Fa'ailu. It has a hamza there after the alif on that pattern. And the example of this one is rasailu. Rasailu. Okay, so you got six of these scales which are jama' muntahal jumur. So these scales are to be learned. Right? We had for jama' qillat 6. That jama' which was a lesser plural from 3 to 10. We had 6 famous scales. Then we had for jama' kathrat the greater plural. which is more than 10, we had 10 scales. Okay? And then for Jam'ah, Muntahal Jumu'ah, we said that Jam'ah, that plural, which cannot be made any more Jam'ah after that, any more plural after that, cannot be broken further. We mentioned how many scales for this one? 6. You understand?
Yeah.
So these scales, if you learn them, and it will be very beneficial for you to know, inshallah ta'ala. And we will end this lesson over here and continue inshallah ta'ala next time.